man, it is absolutely scorching out. You know what's not scorching? My beer. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what's in the back of my truck here and what essentially has become the backbone to my outdoor adventures. Today I'm excited to talk about fridge cooler. Cooler fridges, fridge cooler freezer combos. I apologize a bit if the bugs are a little bit annoying because they're annoying me. It is Canada after all, Northern Ontario, and the bugs are full force this summer. So this is the ICECO VL45 Pro S. It is a 45 liter capacity fridge or freezer. I've had it for a couple months now, and I'll talk about the specifics and the in and outs on what attracts me to this fridge specifically. I've been using fridge freezers for a couple of years now, and honestly I'm completely hooked and converted from just using a traditional cooler. No more soggy egg cartons or wet food and stuff like that. No more having to buy ice. It's honestly a set and forget system, and is a super nice luxury to have when you're overlanding or boondocking or doing any off-grid adventuring with your vehicle. And it is super multifunctional. I've been using mine for other purposes other than just camping and stuff like that. I like to have this at home. I use it as an extra beer fridge or something like that, or have it outside in the backyard for parties, or keep things like a cake from melting while on a road trip, and holding things like meat and stuff like that from your Costco run. We live in a small town where we often have to travel out of town for our big grocery hauls, and so for our meat and stuff like that, I'll bring this cooler with me. We'll put the meat inside the fridge and keep it cool for our day shopping out of town, and then we come back home, and then just literally is from transporting one fridge to the other. Now obviously one downfall with a fridge cooler is that you need a power system to run these. These require electricity, but thankfully the technology is getting really efficient, and I'll talk specifically about this unit, what's really impressive about it. But I ran a little test at home where I ran this on my truck for over a week off of my auxiliary battery system, and I put a case of beer in here and it kept that case of beer cold for the entire week with no top-ups. Now all in all, you get what you pay for, and this is something worth investing a little bit more to get a better quality, because you want this to last a long time. You don't want to have to buy another one and essentially pay more in the long run. I strongly believe in buy once, cry once, so if you can afford it, or wait a little bit longer to save up the money for a better quality system, because last thing you want is to be spending more money or for a system to fail while you're out when you're supposed to be having fun. Especially nowadays, no one wants to lose hundreds of dollars worth of groceries. Okay, so this is the ICECO VL45 Pro S. It is a 45 liter capacity fridge or freezer, depending on what you set it to. And as you can see here, it is a combination of nice black metal finish with plastic sacrificial corner pieces where they give you the replacement caps if need be, if they get damaged. Really like that, super functional. And then the handles themselves as well are completely removable if you want to do a built-in system with this fridge, and they provide replacement handles as well. So ICECO did reach out to me and wanted me to review their fridge for them. I take reviewing products really seriously, and so when ICECO reached out to me, I was really excited because I know they're a good quality brand. I just never had a chance to try out their unit, and I really put it through the paces for a couple months before I wanted to release a video reviewing this fridge specifically. And I have an exclusive discount which allows you to save 12% on your purchase of your ICECO fridge. So use Taco North. Link is down below in the description. I'm an affiliate, so I do get commission based on that. I don't make these videos to make money. It is just a passion project for me. And so whether you can afford to buy a fridge or not, or interested in buying a fridge at all, that doesn't bother me one bit. But if I am going to be suggesting products, I fully stand behind ICECO. Check the link down below to see how you can get 12% off your purchase of your very own ICECO fridge. What I like specifically about this fridge is that the lid is reversible, and so you can open it up from either side depending on how you have access to the fridge. And also the lid is completely removable for cleaning purposes, so it's really simple, super easy to use, and all the hardware is nice and metal, and so not worried about this failing. So this is the single zone fridge, and as you can see on the inside they have a basket which is removable, so it makes putting food in and out super easy. There's a metallic liner on the inside, which you see in fridges. They also provide a drain plug at the bottom, and then there's a light which comes on as soon as you open the door, which is nice for at night. This fridge weighs just over 50 pounds empty and is 28.1 inches long, 15.9 inches wide, and 18.1 inches tall. Now what's really impressive about this cooler is the efficiency. It is rated to run at 0.347 kilowatt hour over a 24-hour period. It can run on 12 or 24 volt DC. It also also has a built-in transformer so you can plug it into a regular household outlet. Now what sets this fridge over all the other brands that you see is the ICECO compressor, which they offer a 5-year warranty on just that part alone, and it's super quiet, super efficient, and honestly, you have to see it in person to listen to it, because when this fridge is running, you don't hear it.
My Sub-Zero chiller better running?
Well, then you better go catch it!
And that's really important, because if you have the fridge somewhere where you're sleeping, obviously the last thing you want is to be kept up all night with a loud compressor. So on this side here, which I'm going to call the back side, is where you have your DC input. That cable is provided with the cooler, and that just plugs into a standard cigarette lighter 12-volt outlet, whatever you call it. So on this side here is where they have the control panel with a power on button, a battery monitor so you can see where your battery levels are at, and then a temperature set gauge, so this thing can work as a fridge or you can set it as a freezer. And then it has max or eco setting. Max will get the fridge down to temperature really fast and make sure it stays at that set temperature. Eco mode obviously sets it into a more efficient mode, and that's what I ran the fridge on for that whole week. My 100 amp hour battery didn't get below 50% after a full week using this fridge. There's a rubber panel here that you can lift. On this side here, they have 2 USB slots so you can charge whatever USB devices. Your AC input, the unit has a built-in transformer so you can plug it into any household outlet or inverter to run it off of 120 volts. On this side as well, they have your DC input if you set up the fridge in whatever configuration so that the power outlet has to go on this side. So they have dual options to put your DC input on either side of the fridge, which is really handy. And ICECO has many other options and models than just this fridge here. This is their mid-tier 45-liter fridge. They offer larger and smaller fridges. For me, the 45-liter is perfect for weekend adventures. We even did a trip in the fall with my wife and my son. We did 10 days on the road overlanding the East Coast, and we had a 45-liter fridge for that, and it was just perfect for that adventure. They also offer a protective insulated cover so you can increase the efficiency of the fridge even greater. Being a black case inside the back of a truck, which can get very warm in the summertime, I can just imagine having the insulated cover being even more efficient. And for you overlanders or off-roaders, this fridge can still work up to a 40-degree incline, which is really nice because I've often found times where the truck is definitely off camber and worried about the contents in the fridge or the fridge kicking on and off or just turning off in general. So what I've been doing on my truck is that I have installed a dedicated outlet to my dedicated auxiliary battery system to run this fridge, and it's nice because it's super easy to take in and out. I like to keep the back of my truck empty when I'm not camping or doing any backcountry adventures and things like that, so that I can use my truck for truck purposes. But I have the fridge, which when it's fully loaded and stuff can be kind of heavy. I keep that above the wheel well, above the axle on the truck, so that weight isn't far back off the axle. And I'm thinking about weight distribution, especially important when you're doing lots of off-roading and technical trails and things like that. So I'm going to show you how I set the fridge up in the truck, super quick and easy, and so let's get to it. And all I need in my specific situation is obviously the power cable for the fridge and a strap. So first thing, obviously, plug this DC side in, and I don't have a long run, so I like to keep it kind of tied together, and I'll just sort of keep it in the handle there. Plug it in, and then strap it in. These are just one of those canoe straps. And the canoe straps are nice because they just loop within itself, and I just keep it underneath the handle here, and it hasn't moved on my many trips with the setup. And there we have it. Now we're cooling with refrigeration. And now obviously what you see here is kind of rudimentary in terms of how I have the fridge set up and secured to the truck. I'm just working with what I have for now. Well, we'll be doing in the future, and I'd like to build a mounting base system specifically for the fridge, for other stuff here in that corner. And then you've seen before how I have basically the truck set up in camp mode or cooking mode with the kitchen cook set up here, but I need to make sure that it's all removable and comes off the truck with ease so that I'm not spending tons of time prepping for a trip beforehand. So make sure to stay tuned for that build progress. I will be posting updates on when I have time to figure that out for the truck. Yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. On to the next one. I don't often try to do a bunch of review videos because that's not what my channel is about. I do like to have fun and showcase some informative but also entertaining videos. I'm really excited to have ICECO on board as a supporter of the channel. So again, make sure to check link down below to see how you can get a discount or just to see more information on the cooler or the different models that are available.